Alright, so this is going to be a little tutorial for you. I've made a little sample project here. Hopefully you can see this okay. I'm going to show you a couple things here that I figured out. So first, right off the bat, saving it. This is called Sample Rage. Okay, so there we go. Sample Rage. I may even have a little bit of music going in the background, maybe not. So I've saved it over here. Hopefully I don't go way off screen all the time. Okay, so in my music comps projects folder, and scroll down and we'll see Sample Rage. So I created that folder before I did this project because I knew that's what I wanted to call it. So double click on it. I went in and I'll show you what I did here in Ableton. I went Files, Save Live Set As, and then Sample Rage. This won't be here for you, but so I go into Projects, Sample Rage, and you'll see there's a folder here already, but I'm going to show you something important. So after you've created your new folder, there won't be anything over here. It'll just be an empty folder because it's new. There's nothing in it. So you go in there, you save it, and I'm just going to do something different here. So don't pay too much attention to this. I'll do project name version 2, and I'll hit save. So now you'll see over here Sample Rage. Now we got Sample Rage V2 project. So you go in here, and here's your live set. This is actually where the live sets are saved. So, say now you have your your project version 2. Now say, hypothetically you make some changes, you go save live set as, and it's like, okay, version 3. But automatically, you see where we're saving it. Sample Rage version 2 project. We're saving it, let's see if I can show you. We're saving it in this folder. So we're saving it version 3 within this project folder that already exists. So let's go, and we will do that anyway, even though we're going to see we don't want to do that. So we're save it within where Ableton shoots you to right away when you go File, Save As to do a new version. It puts you into the project folder that it created last time you saved a new version. So we're just going to go save version 3, and let's see, go back here. So here's our Sample Rage V2 project, and here's Sample Rage version 3. Now, if you open up this project, it's going to show you, like you said, Sample Rage version 3. But it says version 2 in the brackets here, and that means that's telling you what project folder it's saved in. So actually, I've decided to keep everything straight. I'm actually, when I go to save a new live set, so we'll do that now. It's instead of going back, I'm actually going to back up one folder. So each version will now have its own project folder. So I'm just going to say we made a bunch of changes, version 4. And now down here, you'll see that version 4 has its own project folder. And I think when we're shooting stuff back and forth, it's going to make it a lot simpler because it's not going to be a project folder with like 20 different Ableton live sets in it. No, we don't want that. If we're going to be shooting stuff all around to each other, we want to have each version have its own project folder with one live set and all the project info files in there. So that was first thing. Let me close out some of these. I gotta change this setting. My freaking computer, it opens up a new window every friggin' time. Okay. Alright, so next, sending me live sets. You want to be reminded. It's actually pretty simple. Make sure you save it before you do this. So we got, version 4 in the version 4 folder. Now what you're going to want to do is duplicate every single live set track that has a synthesizer in it. So drum rack stuff, no need to do that, but anything massive, Silent, or Nexus needs to be duplicated. I'm just going to save myself a little room here. Close all of you. Okay, so we got those two. Now I need to duplicate this thing over here. Duplicate. Alright, so now we have 1 to the revised 6 different tracks for 3 different synthesizers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over here and I'm actually going to turn off all the odd numbered tracks. So you know, these the odd numbered tracks are going to be the ones that are preserved synthesizers. So that way when I come back to me, I can just turn them on because Ableton is going to understand kind of what I've done because it's on my computer. I'm not sure why it really doesn't work on yours, but anyway. So you're going to have 6 tracks. Turn off the ones that you're not going to be working on in these next few steps. So I have 2, 4, and 6 still active. So I'm going to go up here, track number 2. We're going to right click and we're going to say freeze track. And freeze, freeze, freeze. Now you're going to see it shows up in blue just like ice because it's frozen. And then we're going to right click again. And we're going to say flatten. And when it does that, you'll see now it looks just like a waveform. So we're going to do the same thing here. Freeze track, freezing away, and this one will take longer because it's not just like a short little clip I had over here. This is it's about a minute long, so it's going to take a little while to freeze it. And as soon as it does, I'm going to come back over here. You're going to see it's all icy blue. You're going to see it's just one note that repeats itself because I'm super creative like that. And then I'm going to go here to flatten, and I'm guessing this could take a while too. No? Okay, I guess the freezing takes care of most of the work, and you'll see it turns into a waveform looking deal. So let's save some more space again. Come back here to number 6. Freeze rather. Flatten. And it's flat as a pancake. So 2 and 4. So you see here I got these are going to be the things you're going to work with because now Ableton sees this as a waveform and not some complicated synthesizer which you just can't understand. So there you go. Now that we've done this, everything is ready to send to me pretty much, except now last thing, I'm going to save a new version of this, just for my own sanity. Again, going back to the Sample Rage overall folder, say version 4, sendable. And the only thing that's going to be different is that, it has these extra tracks that have been duplicated, flattened, and frozen. And then, of course, I've turned off every other one over here. Okay, so now we're going to go over to Finder. I closed all the windows. Music composition, projects. Come on, Brock. Sample Rage, V4 sendable. Alright, so we got the project folder just like we need it. Now, we're not ready to send yet. After you save as like a new version again, it'll make this new project folder. The last thing you got to do, after you make sure that that project folder was correctly created, is go up to File, Collect All, and Save. And it's going to ask you, I haven't thought about it, so I'll just screw it, turn all these on. Yes, I want to make sure you get absolutely everything. Hit OK. It's a pretty quick process. Some shit just flew across my screen. I have no idea what it was. Really no idea what it was, but it's not important. Now, when you go over to Finder and you go into the sendable project folder, you have a new folder inside. I should have shown you this sooner, but before you did collect all and save, this samples folder would not have been there. But anyway, imported and the imported stuff. These are all like your the drum set sounds, and then the process stuff. This is all the synthesizers that we froze. So unfortunately, I didn't name these very well. These file names all correspond to these track names over here. So really, if you're smart, unlike me, you'd name these tracks before you put it in the folder. But anyway, that is just showing you that everything here is good to go. And this is what you want to send to me. So, sendable, right click, compress, la-di-da, compressing, lots of samples going on. And now, Sample Rage V4 sendable project .zip, pretty freaking sweet, 26 megs. The original was, if we look at it, only 30. So this one didn't really compress that much, but I'm thinking if you've got way more tracks and stuff, especially, like we do tons of stuff with Nexus and whatnot, and once you have like 10 Nexuses, I would say 90% of the file size is probably the Nexus related stuff. I think this track here, the drum rack, really doesn't take up much space at all. So once you have, you know, I don't know, a lot more, maybe like, say you have 10 instead of 3, you're now going to be up to close to 100 megs originally, and then maybe 60 after you compress it. So anyway, that is what I wanted to show you. I probably rambled on a hell of a lot, so sorry about that. But now this here, that .zip, that's what you're going to Dropbox to me, and then when I open it up, it'll look just like this. You know, I'll have all these duplicated tracks, but of course, as you're going through, and like if once I hit play, and if you've, you know, frozen, you know, the odd numbered tracks like me, it's going to go through, obviously, you know, play as it would, but only, you know, this stuff is going to be playing. It's going to play like a wave. So I can't really mess with this too much. I could kind of hack and chop it up if I wanted to, but this kind of thing is kind of the meat of the project, so I probably wouldn't do that. So anyway, if you got more questions, let me know. But like I said, sorry for rambling on. But there you go, little project help for you. Hopefully that stuff at the beginning made sense. Like I said, this file system is kind of confusing, but going back to the folder you create originally for a new project, you know, like Spectrum as the folder, and you save each live set in the Spectrum folder as opposed to a Spectrum project folder, it should keep everything a little more nicely organized for you in the future. So anyway, we can talk about more that kind of stuff next time. So anyway, I've rambled long enough. Peace.